Over the course of this class that we have been speaking about different ways to arrange the conflicts that have been happening within the world, both armed conflicts, non-armed conflicts, human rights, discrimination, all of these different topics. We know that there have been a lot of different troubles, a lot of different problems going on around the world in the past couple of years, recent years. And for this final project, we were told to do a video explaining what would be a dream kind of scenario. Obviously, in terms of what we are able to do, not obviously speaking about a utopia where everything would be perfect or that we are able to do whatever we want to do, but how to make a plan or how to make the world a better place by implementing something that would actually work within the parameters that we are able to do. So the conflict that I want to talk about was a recent one that happened within Yemen. That happened between the rebels of the country and the recognized government by the UN, which is primarily recognized by the United Arab Emirates. So they're their main allies. But yeah, there was a war and there was a truce on April of 2022. Yeah, April 2022 was a truce that the UN settled between both the government of Yemen and the rebels. I believe it was the Haiti or something like that. The rebels of that specific nation. And basically the truce was because the UN stepped in. So that speaks very well about the organization that is the United Nations, which was able to stop an ongoing conflict of about 8 years. So, I mean, that's basically what my point was within the past evidence, which was evidence number 3, that there needs to be an effective communication between those said organizations that represent humans, represent and respect human rights, and are basically the leaders of how we manage the world. I mean, if there's not an effective communication between them and the parties involved in the conflict, there will never be a way to consolidate or to solve what is happening. So obviously there needs to be an acknowledgement of the situation. There needs to be an acknowledgement of the problem. Once the problem has been acknowledged, okay, so what is each part, in this case, the government of Yemen and the rebels, what are these two parties willing to, how do we explain this? What are they willing to do, or what are they willing to help with, if that could be the word, to contribute to the solution of the problem, which in this case was a war that erupted because of some differences that they had. Obviously, the rebels didn't want the government to be recognized. They wanted to keep ruling in the country. So, yeah, why are they doing this? Why are they inciting war? Why are they creating conflict? And knowing that, now, what are you willing to do to help the situation? Which is, the situation needs to end. The war needs to end. We need to not let the people die. I mean, it's unfair for everyone. So what are you willing to do, both the government and the rebels? So that's basically what my point was. I think that an effective communication between the parties that need to be involved, which are NGOs, which is the UN, which is 2 or 3 or 4 parties or whatever parties, how many parties are involved in said war or said conflict, there needs to be an effective way to speak out and to ask out for help, to reach out for help to everybody. There's always somebody that's willing to assist, to provide help, but there needs to be a communication. If you maintain it within your area, nobody's gonna know. The situation is gonna grow bigger and bigger, and you're gonna ask for help when the problem is already big enough that it is hard to do something to prevent it, or to prevent it from going bigger. But if you speak up at the right time, somebody will be able to help. Obviously, in a perfect world, none of these would happen. We wouldn't need to, or obviously, communication would be essential, would be the first thing that everybody does. But in here, people like to keep, and people, I mean, all over the world, we like to keep humans, we like to keep our things from within ourselves, within our countries, within our houses, whatever. So there is a lack of communication, effective communication, and that is what is stopping, in my opinion, conflicts from being solved fast, from being solved effectively. But I think if there was more communication between everybody that needs to be involved, especially both parties that are addressing the situation, and the UN, preferably a non-governmental organization or another country that would like to partake into this conflict to have any benefit from it. I think that is the way to go, and I think that is the best way or thing that we could do to prevent this kind of conflict.